Hey, I am here with Chris Polek today, Polek and Polek, located in New Jersey. How are you doing, Chris?
Thanks, Andy. I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Now, thank you. So where in New Jersey are you? You're not far from where my offices used to be back in the day when we had a test lab.
Yes, our headquarters are in Pinebrook, New Jersey. So we're about 20 miles west of New York City.
Okay, so you're right in the middle of it. First question.
We're right near all the action.
Yeah, hot spot, buddy. How's everything with your people, your family? How's everybody in the community hanging in there?
Well, my family and all of our employees at Polek and Polek, everybody's healthy and doing well. So that's a relief from that aspect. That everybody's staying healthy, and that's the most important part.
Very good to hear. Tell my viewers a little bit about Polek and Polek. Family operation. You've been around for years. I've known you for years. You knew my dad for years. He
Yep.
probably knew your dad for years. So give me some background on that.
Yeah, no, we're a family business, and it was started by my father out of his home back in 1974. So we've been around for 46 years, quite a time, supporting the whole dealer network across the USA, helping them to put more profits in their business.
So printer supplies, office equipment, a lot of the stuff that you're selling now is, considered an essential business in the way that it's, keeping the engine running for the real critical companies that are out there now, healthcare, transportation, things of that nature. What are you doing to support your customers right now? Anything special that you guys are doing? Could you talk about, what's Polek and Polek doing right now during this?
Sure. Well, right now we are here to help support the dealers right now. So we are open to ship products for them here. Obviously, activity's down quite a bit. Although we're helping dealers with being able to drop ship items directly to their clients, especially if they have little or no staff at their office, so they can still support their customers here. So we see where a lot of these things are going. They're going to the hospitals, the nursing homes, municipalities, to their police departments and fire departments. So, we are helping to keep those critical areas running in a way. And we're here to help support everybody and still get the job done for you here. We just have our warehouse staff on site that we rotate out to take care of these, and the rest of our office is working remotely, so all of our employees are still available to work with you. Fortunately, we probably had, going back about 8 or 9 years ago, we had 2 hurricanes back to back. We had Hurricane Irene and Hurricane Sandy. So after that point, we had invested heavily in this type of technology to be able to have our office and staff work remotely. So we certainly never had a plan to extend multiple weeks like this back to back, although we are prepared to keep things running as if we're just there all in the office.
That's amazing. And, I had forgotten about the hurricanes, and I don't know how I could have forgotten, because I had 2 offices flooded during those hurricanes, and we did not have the contingency plans that you had. So, that's critical. And going forward in times like this, we learn from our needs and what do we need to do to keep our people together, and then most importantly to keep our customers going, because it's one thing to keep your doors open, but your customers are relying on your product, their customers are relying on your product. When you've got companies like hospitals and anything else right now that's considered critical, and if their machines stop running, it's something that they don't need to focus on. So like your website says, all systems go. It's great to hear that you guys are able to operate on a skeleton staff like that, and then able to still keep your people safe by working remotely and things of that nature. So you guys are just a great longtime BTA company, a longtime IBPI company. You're well-known entity in this industry, and it's just great hearing from you, checking in with you. Anything last you'd like to say to the viewers before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think the one thing of being around for quite a number of years like this too is we've seen our share of recessionary times, which we're in right now. And in the past, dealers have turn to Polek and Polek to help them get through these recessionary times here. So our main thing that we see here is that in talking with dealers, I see them in two camps. I see some of them that are just hunkering down right now and, just in survival mode. They're kind of frozen. And I also see a lot of those that are starting to think about, okay, how do we get started on the recovery process of what's going to be different and what can we look like, what can things look like, and that's where we're able to help a lot of the dealers now. If we talk with them to say things are a little bit slow right now, we're trying to figure out just how to scramble and get things done. This is the time you should be taking action and looking at things, even if it's something that you may not be able to implement a month or two from now here. We're already working with some dealers figuring out what's this recovery process going to look like on the other end, and taking the time of it now so that we're prepared, because this is also a time that you can take those actions and blow past your competition. The last recession that we had here, I would say that the most popular word you heard kicked around was austerity. So you're probably going to see that come up again, even 12 years later from the last time you started hearing that. And as a dealer, when you go back out, when things start, getting back to normal and the economy's going again, you want to be able to have choices that you can offer your customer here, because they're going to be looking, how can I be more productive? How can I save money? And you want to be able to have choices for them. You don't want to just have blinders on of doing things the old way, because what happens with that is that if you don't have the choices here, they end up going to your competitors and have choices. So that's where we can help. If you contact us at Polek and Polek, we've got ideas of how we're helping other dealers, what's been successful, what's been working, and we can talk with you about what we're hearing from other dealers as well too. So even if we get together to talk for 15 or 20 minutes, whether you work with us or not in the next steps, or it's a month or two later from now here, it'll be worth your time. We'll give you some valuable, actionable ideas that you can work on to be prepared when things start up again.
Well, that's awesome.
Yep.
Always great hearing from you. Always great advice. One last question, and then we'll wrap up and say goodbye. Can you just tell me who is the one that is fighting for the independent dealer?
Polek and Polek. Like I say, I've got my customer hat on here, because one piece of advice I'll give to the dealers here is if you want your business to recover faster here, you want to start thinking, how do I help my customers recover faster? And those are some of the things we can help you do, and that's what we're doing with dealers. And I will say one other thing too, is like I said, that last recession was 12 years ago. Over 12 years, people start to forget about that. I had written an article a little bit after that about some of the, what happened in the recession and some of the action tips that you can take. There's actually 10 tips that you can take there to help, in the recessionary times like this. And we have an email address set up, recession@polek.com. And if you email me, I'll send that article to anyone who emails me, so they can use that resource to help them. And there's also an interesting chart on there that you can use, that if you're looking of when you can add profits to your business, of how you calculate those added profits, of what it means in revenue that could have been produced or lost. So it's kind of a good thing as far as getting your numbers together of how you can make decisions and make sure it's on track to make up for that lost revenue as you start growing it again.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks.
And you know what? I'll put one extra thing out there too.
Yeah.
Is the first 20 people who email me. I have a couple of these hats left. If you'd like one to wear, I'll send you one of the hats, or I've got some helpful books that can help you in business recovery in my library here. Some of them may even be autographed by the author, but I've got some spare ones here that I know might be helpful. If you email me and tell me, where you need some help or what you're looking for here, I'll find a way to get it to you.
Well, you are the man. Thanks so much, Chris. You have a great weekend. Thanks for spending some time with me. and we will talk soon.
All right. Great talking with you, Andy. And I'll look forward to the day that we get to see each other in person again.
Yes, sooner than later, I hope. Talk to you soon.
Yep. You better believe it.
Bye-bye.